From 2019 to 2024, Malaysia experienced significant fluctuations in its trade surpluses, reflecting various global economic trends and domestic factors. In 2019, Malaysia recorded a trade surplus of MYR 24.6 billion. This was a notable figure, despite challenges such as the US-China trade war and slower global growth. The surplus was driven largely by strong exports in electronics, palm oil, and mineral fuels, while imports remained relatively stable, bolstered by Malaysia's robust manufacturing sector. By 2020, the surplus increased dramatically to MYR 38.5 billion. The global pandemic severely disrupted international trade, but Malaysia's manufacturing sector showed resilience, particularly in the export of medical supplies and electronics, including semiconductors. Despite lower global demand, Malaysia benefited from an uptick in digitalisation and the global shift toward remote work, which spurred demand for electronics and tech products. In 2021, Malaysia saw a further rise in its trade surplus, which expanded to MYR 112.9 billion. This surge was largely due to a rebound in global trade as economies began recovering from the pandemic's impacts. Strong demand for semiconductors, electrical machinery, and medical products played a pivotal role in this growth. The continued strength of Malaysia's export sector in electronics, coupled with a global supply chain recovery, helped to sustain this surplus. 2022 saw another positive but more modest increase, with the surplus reaching MYR 133.3 billion. While global demand for key exports such as oil and gas, palm oil, and electrical machinery remained strong, rising inflation and the geopolitical uncertainty caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine dampened trade growth. Still, Malaysia's manufacturing export sector remained competitive, and the trade balance was maintained on a positive trajectory. In 2023, Malaysia achieved a trade surplus of MYR 136.9 billion, reflecting a modest increase from the previous year. The export growth rate continued to be solid, particularly for semiconductor-based products, petroleum products, and chemicals. While global supply chain issues continued to pose challenges, Malaysia's economic fundamentals and strong export diversification helped the nation maintain a healthy surplus. Looking ahead to 2024, Malaysia's trade surplus is expected to continue, although global economic uncertainty remains a factor. Projections for 2024 suggest that the surplus will remain strong, bolstered by demand for electronics and natural resources, although inflationary pressures and fluctuating commodity prices may impact the overall trade balance. Thus, from 2019 to 2024, Malaysia has consistently posted a trade surplus, with each year showing gradual growth. Despite the challenges presented by global events, Malaysia's diversified export base and manufacturing prowess have been key drivers in maintaining a favorable trade balance. Based on the available data, Malaysia maintained trade surpluses with all its major trading partners in 2023. Specific information detailing trade deficits with individual countries is not readily accessible. However, Malaysia's overall trade surplus for 2023 was reported at 19.96 billion, marking a 32.25% decline from the previous year. Based on available data, Malaysia maintained an overall trade surplus in 2024, with exports growing by 9.3% and imports increasing by 13.2%, resulting in a trade surplus of MYR 136.9 billion. However, specific information detailing trade deficits with individual countries is not readily accessible. A heartfelt light. To every soul whose hand did give, you've helped me dream, helped me live. In darkest hours your light came through, with hearts so kind, so pure, so true. Your gifts, like stars in deepest night, have steered me gently toward the light. Each coin, each word, each silent prayer, a thread of hope, so rich, so rare. My eyes once dimmed now seek the skies, and slowly, clearer visions rise. Because of you, I dare to see the world again. Its grace, its plea. Your compassion's flame will not just stay with me alone. It lights the way for others wandering through despair to feel the warmth of selfless care. You've shown what love in action means, in quiet ways through giving scenes. You've built a bridge from soul to soul and made the broken feel more whole. So let this thanks rise like a song, a melody both soft and strong. May your example gently call more hearts to rise to give. To fall into the joy of lifting pain, of planting hope where none remains. Your kindness walks beside me still, a light, a love, a living will.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to show your support.